Are we live?
We're live on Twitter.
We're live on Twitter. Oh, hey, what's up?
I told you. I'm telling you.
Welcome in. Welcome in. My bad. We're late because here in Houston, it has been a nightmare of a day.
It looks very pretty outside, but yes, the wind gusts are unreal. It is
50.
crazy. And then of course yesterday morning we had tornado warnings and everything, and then it rained really hard. It went away, and then it was a beautiful, afternoon yesterday leading up into first pitch last night. But yeah, today's been crazy. All the lights were out getting here. I was late coming myself. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, and look, guys, I mean, this place, Christian's Tailgate, where we're at, man, every Monday and Thursday, they just got their power back on an hour ago.
It was
because,
like 5:30. Yeah.
So if we have internet connections today, man, extremely sorry about that. But, yeah, man, we're going to get this show going.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go! And especially about last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited, man.
Now, you had some other information you wanted to talk about before we get to last night's game, and that was with a little bit of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I mean,
just kind of coming out with, there needs to be some settlement with these lawsuits before any type of trade happens. We kind of talked about that prior, like, okay, what's going to happen if Deshaun Watson goes somewhere and then he gets suspended and not even going to play? It's taking a huge gamble in which spending money that possibly, it's just a waste.
So here's the deal. Carolina has backed out of talks.
Yeah.
All right, so Carolina Panthers are out of the talks for Deshaun Watson. It seems to be all on Miami at this point, and a deal has already been done with Miami and the Texans. It's 3 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and some players. We don't even know if that includes Tua Tagovailoa or not, but it all depends on if Watson will settle these cases out of court. And the general consensus is that Deshaun Watson might settle these cases. And if he settles these 22 civil cases, he has a shot at getting back on the field in the next couple of weeks if he gets traded.
Okay.
So it's all money. It comes down to how much is he going to pay these women? Like, basically, it would be an out-of-court settlement for all 22 women. And he doesn't want to do that because it's an admission of guilt, is what he's saying.
Okay. Now, hearing all of this information relayed, I'm just trying to think. You've been out of the game for how long? You only won 4 games last year with the Houston Texans, and you had J.J. Watt on your side. Now you don't. He's another story right now this week. But talking about Deshaun Watson, how valuable, how good are you going to be on the field whenever you haven't played thus much? But if you are going to Miami, you said Tua had a bounce back game, a week ago or so. He had 4 touchdowns against the Falcons. And so, now I'm just curious how up to date and how well he's being worked out in Deshaun Watson and how well he's going to be on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
If he were to get back on the field in a couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know about his trainers.
And then also learn the playbook and the plays from the offensive coordinators wherever he goes.
Sure.
Miami.
And that's the deal. And that was one of his trade destinations, or his only trade destination that he had in his trade clause.
No trade clause. Yeah,
he had
can accept.
Yeah, right. The only one that he could accept was to Miami. Now, like I said, apparently a deal is done between Texas and Miami. It's just a matter of if Deshaun can settle these court cases these civil cases out of court. There are some criminal cases, just a few of them. I don't know what would happen with those, and then Commissioner Goodell said that right now he doesn't have enough information to even put him on the exempt list. Mm-hmm. So it's still, this Watson thing is still up in the air. Trade deadline is in 4 or 5 days, November 2nd. They're trying to get it done before then. Now, is Deshaun Watson going to fork up all that money? I don't know.
That's crazy. I just hear like November 2nd is in a couple of days.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Yes, it is the last week of October, meaning, yes, it's Halloween. It's all the scariness of all of that, but it's October ball.
Yep.
It's World Series.
Oh,
I'm rocking my shirt tonight. I said I forgot to wear it on Monday night, so I've got my American League Championship shirt.
There they are.
Rocking.
Dude, last night's game, everybody complained. Everybody complained about the roof being open. I don't know why.
Listen, this is why. Dusty Baker didn't like it because he said the majority of the season is closed, right? The Astros don't know how the ball is going to carry when the roof is open. So it was more so a home field disadvantage.
What?
Because the Atlanta Braves play with no roof all the time. and the Astros don't.
The Astros had lost 5 straight World Series games at home until last night. So open the roof all the time.
Hey, we're in
So,
October, and that's another superstition.
It was a gorgeous night here in Houston, and for the game last night. The pictures floating through social media last night that everybody was at the game. It was phenomenal. It was unbelievable. It was gorgeous. Good for everybody that went to that game because it was fantastic, and we're going to get all into that.
Oh, I see a rally towel over there. Yes, I had
Yeah.
mine last night. I got to go to the game. Like it's electric, guys. It's
Yes.
electric. You literally,
It's crazy.
it feels like a college atmosphere.
It does.
Everyone's
chills.
yelling the entire time. And doing their rally towels the entire time. And every out that Urquidy got, I mean, just
And when Siri,
explosions.
when they threw that ball away from third and Siri went home, and
man.
it was all over ESPN. He was like, ah, and then the crowd behind him was just going berserk. And it was, I was at home and we were watching it, and the kids were. It was awesome. It was a great feeling. Good for Houston. I think the first game we were a little lackadaisical and just sort of, I don't know, too much rest or whatever. But man, they got a fire lit under them now. So good luck.
I just gotta say, like last night and the run that you're talking about, Maldonado stepped at the plate, and I'm like, oh gosh, here we go.
Yeah, that's
Here
exactly
we
what I
go. What is he gonna do? You know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a single. And then he keeps running, and then gets a second, and he gets to go all the way around. And I was just like, wow, like Maldonado came through last night. So it was really cool for him. I always say miracle Maldonado whenever that happens.
Sure. Yep.
All right, let's get to some scores, or not some scores, some games rather that are happening tonight on VYPE.com, the high school spotlight. This is where you can watch these high school football games, but any of your high school news, we're talking soccer, football, baseball, basketball, volleyball, all of the high school sports around Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and a lot of other states as well, like Oklahoma too. So let's get to some of the kickoffs that are taking place tonight on VYPE.com. We got Vandergrift versus Hutto, Goose Creek versus Laporte, Connolly versus East View, Liberty Hill versus Navarro, Houston Christian versus Episcopal, Vista Ridge versus Round Rock, and Regents versus Brentwood
You
Christian.
say Vista Ridge?
Vista Ridge.
It reminds me of
Did I say that
it
wrong?
reminds me of Billy Ho. You know, when White Man Can't Jump, and when she's like, I live in the Vista View apartments where there ain't no vista and there ain't no view, and there sure as hell ain't no vista of no view.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, y'all ever see White Man Can't Jump?
What's that?
Oh,
Oh.
no! Oh,
Do you
no.
know what that is?
We're
I know what it
canceling.
is, but I
we're
haven't seen it.
canceling the show. Sports. Oh my gosh! You've never seen White Man Can't Jump with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh man,
It's a really good movie.
Oh my goodness! Ashley, it's her favorite
I'm
movie.
sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh man, well at least I knew the quote. If you knew the quote, tell me on our Facebook chat. But look, right now we're live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. We're live everywhere. YouTube live. So if you can't get us on here, get us anywhere else.
Yes, absolutely. Go to VYPE.com to catch us as well. So, hey, basketball's in the air basketball's in the air too. Jeff, you wanna give some scores?
Did you see LA Lakers already? Have y'all been watching this? Okay, so I'm not I'm not watching the NBA because I don't believe in the first half of the regular season of the NBA. I think it's just a joke, really. But already the LA Lakers, man. Russell Westbrook and LeBron James and that whole crew, it's entertainment on the court. These guys, as we said, we're not going to get along. Too many old dudes, too many hotheads, and sure enough, it's already lit fire. They're 2-3, and they lost last night. Russell Westbrook got thrown out of the game. It's just fun to watch. There's a quote that was out saying that Russell Westbrook actually said they're better with LeBron on the bench.
Oh,
whoa!
Russell Westbrook.
So the Lakers are going to be, if nothing
I
else.
mean, he has a voice, and he's not afraid to use it.
Look, if nothing else, it's great for our jobs. So keep it up, Lakers. Keep it up. Look, tonight's NBA scoreboard brought to you by Smarter Mortgage and David Carrier over there. Give him a call, 281-650-0648. Here's this pretty little mugshot and a Smarter Mortgage. If you need money for a house, refinancing, mortgage, whatever, this guy got you taken care of at Smarter Mortgage. That's David Carrier over there. All right, let's get to last night's games. Like I said, the Lakers lost. Let's see. Here we go. Hornets beat the Kings 121-11. Wizards over the Celtics. Heat over the Nets. Pacers lost to the Raptors. Hawks over the Pelicans. Timberwolves beat the Bucks. Like I said, Lakers lost to the Thunder. Kings over the Suns, that game was awesome to watch. Devin Booker starting to catch fire. It's fun to watch the Phoenix Suns again. As you know, they went really far last year.
Yep, and
Last
Devin
year.
Booker's, everyone got on the Devin Booker train last year.
Yeah, and he's dating one of the Kardashians, so that's always good for TMZ.
Yeah,
You
true.
say that's always good, but normally, like, the Kardashian curse.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
What if
Oh,
They
man,
normally
did
start
you
going
just
down.
put that on Booker? Ooh.
Oh no.
No, don't do it, Booker. Don't do it. I
Oh.
liked you.
Yeah, we all like Travis Barker too, but now he's engaged.
Travis Barker.
Yeah, isn't he the drummer, right? Isn't
Oh,
he-
yeah.
Of Blink 182?
Yeah, he's engaged to Courtney.
Oh my gosh, I'm
Courtney.
learning so much today. What?
Dude, how do I am I your TMZ
I'm sorry,
source?
I've been like World Series. Yes, you are. You are my TMZ source.
Wow,
What
all
is
right.
going on in the world?
Oh man, 76ers.
Travis Barker, what?
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
he have 2 little humans?
You know, remember he survived a plane crash and everything, and he was scared. Like he was, I got tattoos all over him. He just got engaged on the
Yes,
beach.
I know he has tattoos all over him.
Yeah, and then like her ex is knighted. What's his name? What's the Kardashian?
What's Travis
What's Courtney's
Barker's-
ex's name? The
Lamar Odom.
No, that's Chloe.
Oh,
right?
Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe.
What's
See, I don't know the Kardashian stuff, guys. I don't pay
Oh,
attention
man.
to any of that.
It's her kid's father. I forgot that dude's name. He's
Scott.
Scott. Thank you. See?
There you go.
Knew it. All right. Well, anyways,
This whole time, I thought you were talking about Chloe.
no,
So we're talking about Courtney.
Chloe's the one that's like OJ's daughter, right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I am
That's the rumor.
too
right?
tired for this.
That's the rumor
All right.
around LA, I guess. Anyways, Pistons are losing to the 76ers right now. Hawks and Wizards just kicked off. Knicks and Bulls. Jazz at the Houston Rockets tonight. Spurs at the Mavericks. And the Grizzlies at the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors 4-0 and Steph Curry on fire.
On
Love it.
another note, what's happening with Ben Simmons still? He's still a big topic.
Yeah, I mean, he's quiet. There's not a whole lot coming out of Philadelphia right now.
Why has there been Damian Lillard all talks as well?
I mean, it's the beginning of the NBA season. The only thing I can focus on is Russell Westbrook and the Los Angeles Lakers because that's just fun. Everything else is just sort of it's like putting everything into your washing machine. It's like and just whatever comes to the top, man. It's just ridiculous. The NBA is.
I have
Man.
never heard that analogy.
That sounds amazing. That was perfect. Hold on.
Whatever you put into your washer, whatever comes to the top.
All right.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
Oh man, but that's your scoreboard brought to you by David Carey over there at Smarter Mortgage, man. Let's get going on some more.
Yes, let's do it. We're going to talk about the World Series. Yes, Game 3 is taking place tomorrow in Atlanta. Houston Astros have landed, and they are in Atlanta to face the Braves tomorrow. Like I said, Game 3 today was a travel day. We all know that it's a tied series right now, 1-1. But this is brought to you by Hybrid Technologies Group. When it comes to reliability, they are the ones that you need. We're talking phones, cables, cameras, surveillance cameras, and cloud services. Call Roy Stanton at 832-336-1201.
Call your boy Roy.
You say SWB, you'll get a discount off of your purchase. Well, remember, that is Hybrid Technologies Group. Now,
Man, that just reminds me. I gotta get a new TV, and we went to Walmart yesterday. I believe and they got like 75-inch TVs for $600.
oh yeah,
75
so
Yeah, Black
like a
Friday's coming.
Vizio.
I've
yeah,
already
I mean, a
seen
killer
some.
TV.
I was gonna say they're having Black Friday deals right now,
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
it's starting
like
now.
super early.
speaking of Black Friday, these two have a radio show coming up, and we will let you know about that soon.
Oh, we do. I was like, I'm sorry, my brain is fried right now, guys. Bear with me tonight.
It's windblown.
It is windblown. It is windblown. Yeah, okay, so let's get more into this series. We talked a little bit off the top how exciting the game was for the Houston Astros last night, winning 7-2. And so games 3, 4, and 5, possibly 5 in Atlanta. And
There's at least going to be 5 games, right? The series is split 1-1 now, so it's at least going to Sunday.
mhm.
You know,
And it could possibly, travel day would be Monday, coming back here on Tuesday to play a game 6, which we both thought it would go to a game 6.
yeah. I mean, I wanted the Astros to sweep. I'll say it now. I think they'll sweep now. I really do. This loss, this game 1 loss of Charlie Morton to Atlanta was beyond huge. He ranks number 3 in appearances in the playoffs in innings. And this goes through, I mean, all the great pitchers. He not only came as their starter, he was going to pitch game 4 and game 7. And he was
big.
going to come off the, in a closing situation. If they were in trouble, he was going to come out of the bullpen. So you just lost probably the biggest piece. If you could take any person off of that Atlanta Braves team, Charlie Morton was the one that you couldn't do. And, it's unfortunate for Atlanta, very fortunate for Houston. I hate it for Atlanta, but that to me was deflating, like super deflating.
And now they're saying Ian Anderson, they're going to try to keep him in as long and try to have him step in where Charlie Morton would.
Not near as good.
No.
Not near as good. And
it's crazy to think, of course, he was here winning it all with the Astros in 17, and then he was here in the 18, traded to the Rays, and then this year, just with the Atlanta Braves, was going to be their ace. I still can't believe that they only won 88 games. Okay, so, yeah, let's get back to the World Series talk. All right, so last night, Alex Bregman with a sac fly. I'm still waiting to see more from him.
Oh.
And I really think, I want to ask you, Jeff, so the key is looking towards at this Atlanta series. We talked about momentum. They have it right now. They have it on their side. In the ALCS, winning game 1, losing games 2 and 3, and then picking all of those wins right back up after that. You think that's what could possibly happen in this series?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with them probably winning 4 in a row. This next game in Atlanta, I mean, every game's crucial, right? But this next one in Atlanta, if Houston goes out there, look, offensively, Houston's not playing that great. They really aren't. And if they just pick it up just a little bit, Bregman gets one more hit, Altuve gets one more hit, Correa gets one more hit. All three of those guys have been terrible so far, really, except for a couple of key things. Without Altuve's home run last night, you're looking at another 0 for 4. Well, he had a double before that, but he's just not playing that good. Those guys haven't even got going.
He almost had a home run, too.
It's been 7, 8, 9
2
hitters.
home runs.
7, 8, 9 hitters won the game. Siri, Maldonado. I mean, those are the guys that are killing it for it. Like,
Siri's really been the spark plug, and I think he's been a really good addition. At first, I was questioning, like, Chas McCormick. Like, he's been a solid outfielder for you and in the batting lineup. Why would you replace him with Siri? But Siri has been following through.
I think it was the momentum. You wanted a new face in there, a guy. McCormick was, I mean, he swings for the fences. Look, he gives it all. He does, but he swings hard every time. Siri just puts the ball in play, and he did it again last night. But, look, bad pitching on Atlanta's part, really. They had Siri out in that at bat. They really did, and they pitched him right down the middle. And it was terrible pitching at the beginning for the Astros as well. Like in game 1, you have to get first pitch strikes. Like, it's the World Series. First pitch strikes are it's like walks.
Yeah.
Those are things that just you cannot walk, and you need to get first pitch strikes. Game 1, we were not getting first pitch strikes. You saw what happened. Game 2,
they were seeing the ball so well, so many fastballs that Frommer threw.
Well, because you have to make up. If you don't get that first pitch strike, then you go down 2-0. You have to throw it down the middle, and that's where they got most of their runs, was those 2-0 counts where he couldn't pitch the ball, down the middle on the first 2 strikes or the first 2 pitches. Now, last night you saw first pitch strikes, like I want to say 12 of the first 13 batters, first pitch strikes, and you see the game how it went.
And exactly, and the Braves had the advantage there with our yard MMP being so short.
Yep.
Being so short. So, yeah, keeping momentum on the side, talking about the keys for the game for the rest of the series for the Houston Astros, keeping Luis Garcia on the mound as long as he can go tomorrow night.
Yep.
Really pushing him to maybe 4, 5, 6 innings if possible.
Yeah. I think bigger than that, speaking of that, is getting to their bullpen again. And that it goes back to that Charlie Morton thing. We're going to wear their bullpen out. And, like I said, it's unfortunate for Atlanta. By game 5, they're not gonna have any arms. Like, I mean, if our offense gets going like it's capable of, they're gonna have to leave a couple pitchers in while we score 4, 5, 6 runs against them.
You said the right word, capable of.
Yes.
And that is what the Astros. We know they can do it. They've shown their experience. They were the best offense in the regular season in the majors, so they need to bring it all out tonight. I mean, this series, the World Series, come on now. Yeah,
it's funny because we're quiet. I mean, the Astros are really quiet. They are. Altuve, he's hitting like 240 in the postseason. Correa is doing terrible. I mean, terrible. And you can see, because I've followed this team for so long, I can tell when they're not there. Bregman doesn't look like he's there. Correa doesn't look zoned in.
And look, so here's the difference. So in 2017, Carlos Correa proposed to Daniela, his
Yeah,
wife,
that pissed me
whenever
off.
they won the World Series. Whoa, why did that piss you off?
Because it seems like that happened. Every player that does that the next season, they're terrible. And look what happened.
Kardashian curse.
It happens. I'm telling you. It's
So
exactly
that's what I'm
happens.
saying. Alex Bregman
Yep.
got married this last year.
Just saying.
Carlos Correa. No, and Carlos Correa has been good. And he's just now having that baby, getting closer to the due date. He hasn't been good.
Players have
I don't
admitted.
get it.
Players have admitted to this. Like they've admitted that the next season after they get married, their focus is on other things, kids and family and whatnot. When they're younger, when they're younger, they're excited, they're fired up. The team. Now they're like home. You know, and I get it, but yeah, I mean it is a thing. When you first get engaged or married, the next year you do fall off.
So do you think that this game still will go to 6 or in 5?
Man, I hope 6 because of what we talked about on Monday.
That's what I was going to allude to. Yes, coming back to play in
Yeah.
Houston and in winning it all here
Yeah.
in 2017, winning it in Los Angeles.
But look, I'll take 5, and I think I think they do win the next 2 games, and that'll put us at 3-1 lead. Maybe they do slack off Sunday in Atlanta just because, like, you know, they're like just to save some pictures or say I don't know. Maybe they do slack off and then they come back home and win.
I'm curious to see if Greinke going to be back on the mound, what he's going to do.
Yep.
But you know what? W is a W. I'll take it. Let's get into the rundown. Some of our hot topics brought to you by Joe Applewhite Realty. Everything he touches turns to sold. Give Joe a call at 713-291-5270. He'll help you buy a new house if you're in the market looking, sell your home, and all of your realty needs. Once again, that is Joe Applewhite Realty at 713-291-5270. All right.
Man, it is getting crunk here in Christian's tailgate.
It really is.
It's Thursday night, baby. Thursday night football. Wait till we get to this game.
I know, and I'm looking up and I'm seeing Mike Leach's candy and his favorite candy. Did you see that last week?
Golly.
Yeah, his favorite candy and talking about like candy corn and you know how he eats it out of the bag and stuff like that. Like what a post-game interview, right? Yeah, so let's get into the rundown. Like I said, presented by Joe Applewhite Realty. And speaking of college, some big games that are happening this week. Texas is taking on Baylor. We'll see if Texas has a bounce-back game as they had a bye last week. Here in Houston, you got University of Houston going up against number 19 SMU. Always a big game.
Yes. Number 19 SMU. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know.
And SMU, you know, for obviously the scandal way back in the day, they got the harshest college penalty. They got the death penalty, and nobody's ever gotten that. And SMU got rocked, and they've come back, and they're number 19 in the country right now, which is insane. The biggest game this weekend is Michigan State.
Yeah. They're 8 and 9.
Yeah,
right?
well, 6 and 8. 6 and 8.
6
6 and 8, and that'll be fun to watch. It is in Michigan State, which means number 6 Michigan visiting number 8 Michigan State. That'll be fun because it's Michigan for real. Like they've had hot starts. We've talked about this. They've had really hot starts, and they've had head coach issues, you know, but they did just extend him. You know, Harbaugh, it's been tumultuous, right, for him. And now you're going to see, can he beat Michigan State? Because if they go down, people are going to start wondering. Then they got the Ohio State game coming up, and that's going to be big too.
You know, I would give you the slate of games, but I don't have internet.
Oh, you can try it again. I mean, we've had internet issues because
I just tried if you want to go down some of the big slates of games, you're welcome to.
Iowa at Wisconsin, number 9. Wisconsin's not ranked though, and like she said, the Texas at Baylor, Miami at Pitt, Iowa State at West Virginia, number 1 Georgia. Man, I just think that Georgia's had some really bad luck over the last few years, but they are a solid number 1 now. that defense at Georgia is no joke. They are for real. They are really, really good. But they're at Florida. Not really too many other ones that are too crazy. Georgia, let's go to the rankings real quick. Top 10. Georgia, check this out. Number 2, Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
The Cincinnati Bearcats.
Yeah.
Wow. Number 3, Alabama. Number 4, Oklahoma. Number 5, Ohio State. And here's where number 5, Ohio State. Number 6, Michigan. That game will be enormous, especially if Michigan goes on to beat Michigan State this weekend. And if both those teams go in undefeated, Ohio State has 1 win, but it'll be interesting.
I was going to say what would be a crazy storyline is Alabama and then dropping to number 3 after losing to A&M, but they have a bye week this week. So if some other games are amazing, an awesome win, a blowout, I mean, some teams could move on up in that spot, but then they're back next week to face LSU, which should be pretty easy for
You
them.
got San Diego State at number 21 at 7-0. SMU, like we just said, at 19, 6-0. I'm sorry, 7-0, which is, I mean, that's and the only other undefeated team besides Georgia and Cincinnati is Michigan State.
What are some of the upsets that you see taking place or are possible?
There's
this
not
weekend?
really Baylor over Texas.
Yeah.
Baylor's a pretty good football team. Baylor is a really good football team, and we'll see. We'll see. College football, give it another 2-3 weeks, and it's going to be full swing. Wait till rivalry week. I can't wait. That's in 2 weeks, I think.
I mean, shoot, we already saw one of the craziest weeks, the showdown, the upset from Alabama. That was also a crazy weekend for Ohio State. We had some crazy weekends so far in college football.
But as usual, NFL is ruling the headlines, and as they should. But college football will get ramped up again here in about 2 or 3 weeks.
All right, let's move on to our next rundown, and that is Ken Griffey Jr. He joins the ownership group of the Mariners. He had a huge impact with the Mariners organization. He's now 51 years old, but
crap!
He hasn't. What's that?
I got Devontae Adams in my starting lineup on my fantasy. I'm glad they just alerted me. I thought I took him out.
Devontae Adams tested positive, so he's not going to be with Aaron Rodgers tonight.
I got to put in Chenault because Chark Jr. is out for the season, so I'm going to put in Chenault. My bad. I had to do a quick little fantasy.
I know.
I'm glad they alerted me because the game starts soon, and I'd have been mad if I had Devontae Adams in. But it still makes me mad that he's out. Ken Griffey Jr., my bad.
Take away from Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, okay.
The kid.
So, like I said, he's part of the ownership group of the Mariners. He had a very good stint playing there for his first, 11 seasons of his career were
Played
there.
with his father there, too. Unbelievable.
I mean, listen to this. He had 10 All-Star team. He was a part of 10 All-Star teams, won 10 Gold Glove Awards, hit 398 home runs, and he won the American League MVP award in 1997. So he helped the Mariners guide them to 2 division championships as well, highlighted by the run to the ALCS in 1995. But he retired in 2010. He was inducted into the Mariners Hall of Fame in 2013 and the Baseball Hall of Fame into 2016. So he's had quite a stint. But starting this year in 2021 in January, he was actually working with Robert Manfred, and he was a senior advisor to the commissioner. So
but his new role is
going to be he's part ownership group of the Mariners. He's going to be working behind the scenes with the organization, and it's this fly keeps this near and dear. The Mariners are near and dear to his heart.
Sure. I love Ken Griffey Jr. So does everybody. He's got a statue in front of Mariner Stadium. He's a legend. Hat on backwards, All-Star game, home run derby. Fantastic guy.
Colin Cowherd wouldn't like that.
And I'm I like it. I really like the Mariners making this move for him to become part of their organization.
Yeah.
He's just a great guy, and he will be. I mean, he's revered there, so people are going to come play for him. I agree. So good job for the Mariners, and good job and congratulations to Ken Griffey.
Well, I said what he did with Robert Manfred, what he's been doing this season, but he actually joined and was a Major League Soccer Seattle Sounders in November 2020. He joined the ownership group there last year.
Well, these are Mariners a little bigger than the Sounders.
I know.
Just saying.
But isn't Russell Wilson there too?
Yeah, I think so.
I think him and Sierra part of that.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think so. All right.
Sierra.
This beat is automatic, supersonic. It's one of those days, y'all.
Lord.
We're in a good mood. The Astros won last night.
Yeah. Game 3 tomorrow.
Kind of, Okay, let's move on. FIFA to Houston, possibly for the 2026 World Games, World Cup Games. So Houston is putting in a huge bid for it to be here. The people that were touring with FIFA, the FIFA officials really liked what Houston had to offer. They toured Energy Stadium. They went different places around Houston, and they think that is possibly could happen here. One of 16 cities throughout the U.S. Houston's one of them.
They'll be a top 3, top 4 candidate for sure. We've had big soccer games here before. It's a multicultural city. I put this in there because this would be enormous for this city. And look, it's not the actual World Cup game. We don't know that yet, but they will hold some games here. You don't know if it's quarterfinal games. You don't know if semifinal games. You don't know which ones yet, but they are visiting Houston to you talk about a massive business. Have some of those World Cup games here. I mean, it would be unreal. What do you think?
Oh, I'm excited. If we end up in there, I'm gonna be in the front row. I'm saving up money now.
How much are those tickets?
Yeah,
for a
how
World
much would
Cup
that
game?
be for a World Cup?
Like,
I don't know.
like
Probably
Brazil versus Argentina. Like,
I don't know. Probably gonna
Yeah,
be like 600.
600. I was thinking $600. Dude,
Okay,
the World
okay.
Series tickets right now,
They're like
my
1,000.
goodness,
Just the
$1,000.
stand is like
gosh,
300.
they're expensive.
It's unreal to get to that game. But luckily, I've been to a couple of the Astros have been to 3 of the last 5. I've been to a bunch of those games. So, and my son is a little older now, so I like to stay home and watch him with him. But man, if they go to a closing game here, I might have to fork out some dough.
I just really, so that's what I'm curious about.
We might have
you know,
to go to the game if they come to a closing one here.
Speaking about money, that's what I'm curious about in like the World Cup games. You know, say like Enrique, huge soccer fan, but someone who it just watches soccer so on off and
I'd
on
go.
throughout the
I'd
year.
be nuts.
Would you go?
Oh, 100%. I'd be all over that.
Even
Like,
though it's $600 and you just talked about spending money going to the Astros.
I mean, I'd fake like I have an Argentinian accent, put on a blue and white shirt, and go crazy. Like,
But you would
those
spend the
fans
money.
are nuts.
But you would spend the money.
Oh yeah. Just because that's a once in a lifetime thing. That's a bucket list. Go
It's
to
like
a World Cup
yeah,
game.
it's like every 4 years it comes out. I don't know why they're trying to
but-
make a bid for the 2 years now, but it's rare.
Yeah, but to have it here, I mean, the World Cup's once every 4 years, but to have it in Houston is probably once every 20, 30 years.
Well,
So it's a once in a lifetime ordeal. I would love to go to one of those games. That'd be crazy.
Here's the deal. I work with Harris County Houston Sports Authority, and they have the grounds to all of this. And so I've actually they've been working on this for a long time.
Well, then give me a ticket.
Give me one.
I didn't say I was going to have a ticket. I'm just
Throw
saying.
it out there.
I've been saying like this has been in the works for like a couple of years, like when I've been in discussion and talks with them. So hopefully they can pull some strings and
Yeah, I hope they do so we can
let
get
it
them.
happen here. All right, let's move on to some NFL. Since we do have Thursday night football tonight, as we mentioned earlier, Packers versus the Cardinals. We'll get to that game in a little bit. But Jeff, take us in.
NFL brought to you by Construction Concepts, changing corporate culture one design at a time. Mark and Josh over there are changing hospitality and corporate luxury retail for medical facilities. Their team of experts can create a space that exceeds your expectation. Give them a call, 713-589-2682. That's Mark and Josh at buildithouston.com. Let's go over some NFL.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so yes, my internet's working, or at least this is a page that I already had pulled up. Thank goodness. It's still there.
Let's get ready.
So we're going over Sunday's games, right? There's a couple that are interesting, but the rest are like flat. All right. So we have the Bengals at the Jets.
Whoa.
We already kind of know who that. Dang fly won't get out of my face. We kind of already know who is going to win that game, right? Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Titans at the Colts. How are we feeling about this one? Feeling strong with the Colts getting a win last week. Titans too, but Titans have been on fire.
Divisional
This
game.
is in Indy.
It's a divisional game, so it's always going to be interesting. Jonathan Taylor's been playing great. Carson Wentz has been playing a little bit more Carson Wentz-like. He's doing better. Tennessee's on a roll right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just beat the Bills, just ran over the Chiefs.
I mean, they're running away with the division, it feels like.
Yeah. So what's the line right now?
On that, I am not sure, and I'm so
Our
scared to click because my internet's not going to let me. Next one we have, the Rams are coming here to Houston to face the Texans, and I think we pretty much know how this game is going to go. Tyrod Taylor will be starting for the Houston Texans, so that's big news for Houston. We'll see what he can do out there if he delivers like he was at the beginning of the season in the Browns game before he went out with that hurt hamstring.
Titans and the Colts right now. The line is set at Indianapolis -1.5. I'm taking Titans plus 1.5 all day.
Okay, yeah.
I'll take Titans plus 1.5. You got the Rams at the Texans. Right now the line sits at -14.5. Texans plus 14.5.
And wasn't last weekend's Cardinals like 17.5?
It was 16.5. So I'm taking Rams all day long.
Oh yeah. I really hope we just score more than 5. That's it.
So here's one that I find interesting: is the Steelers at the Browns.
Great football game.
Yeah, right. Because we know the injuries on the Browns, and is Baker Mayfield going to be playing? Is it going to be Case Keenum again?
Well, here's what's funny about that. Last week after the game, one of the Cleveland offensive linemen came out and said there was no difference and no change, and they liked Case Keenum out there, right? And then you hear one of the coaches come out for Cleveland and say that Case Keenum's actually, a little bit better than not Joe Burrow, than Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes out there and beats Pittsburgh, there's going to be a couple more people that are saying, hey, look, Case Keenum's doing just as good. Baker hasn't played that well this year. So do you play a 100% Case Keenum, or do you play a 75-80% Baker Mayfield?
Banged up shoulder Mayfield. And the question is too, last year was the furthest that the Cleveland Browns have been in a long time, since 1995, I believe.
Yeah, and they beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs, which was huge.
Exactly.
But Pittsburgh also had lost like 4 or 5 in a row. You see that picture of Big Ben sitting on the bench all crying, so
Case Keenum better than Big Ben?
Big Ben or Baker?
Big Ben.
Case Keenum, Baker, I would take Case Keenum right now over Ben Roethlisberger.
That's right.
Oh,
Take
gosh.
the Cougar. Take the Houston Cougar.
Now, we went into discussions about this Monday with Baker Mayfield about is he the franchise of Cleveland? I don't know. He's literally been. I broke down his stats for you. He's been an average quarterback.
Yeah.
Over his career.
I was going to say he's been an average quarterback coming into the season before.
What might help them out is they may have Nick Chubb back this week, and that would be enormous for either Case Keenum or Baker Mayfield. But if you get Case Keenum beating Pittsburgh this week, and Pittsburgh's playing really well right now, and they got Deontay Johnson back, so that's a big time receiver for them. If you get Case Keenum beating Pittsburgh, next week you got Cincinnati with Joe Burrow. What do you do? That's 2 huge games.
Pittsburgh does have momentum on their side. They're coming off of 2 wins over the Seahawks and the Broncos. So we'll see if they carry that into Cleveland.
It's be a fun game. That's going to be a good game.
I think that's going to be a good game. All right, let's move on to the 49ers versus the Bears, which the Bears, first time in a long time, have one more win over the 49ers at the moment.
49ers, man. Who are they right now?
Exactly. Identity crisis right there.
Yeah.
We talked about Kyle Shanahan and
Mike Singletary
not making the best decisions.
Mike
possibly.
Singletary has a better record as a head coach of the San Francisco 49ers than Kyle Shanahan.
Wow.
That's insane. Now, granted, Kyle Shanahan went to that Super Bowl with Garoppolo, and I read off the numbers last week. He's 24-7 with Garoppolo and like 11-20-something without him. So he obviously needs Garoppolo.
He needs him. But is Garoppolo the guy? That's the thing.
I mean, to me, their defense and their run. San Francisco needs to get back to running the ball and playing good defense, and they just haven't been doing that. All the focus is on their offense and Brandon Ayuk and their wide receivers. But man, get back to running the football and playing solid defense. That's what got them in the championship game last year or 2 years ago. I mean, that's what San Francisco is, and I feel like now they're worried about Trey Lance or Jimmy G. Man, run the football. That's what your offensive line was blowing people away.
I have always said this. Jimmy G hands it off. That's what he's best at doing.
And gets hurt.
Let's be real. and I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that happens.
He just falls over his lineman. He's like, ow!
He hands it off, but he's still getting, I don't understand how that happens.
Line right now sits at San Francisco -4.
Really?
Man. Well, the Bears aren't the hottest team in the world right now. And they're going to miss.
Isn't Matt Nagy out too?
I think Nagy might be out. And then what's his name's out from their defensive line? Khalil Mack. Yeah, he's out on their defensive line as well. So I'll take San Francisco.
Yeah.
Maybe they come. They played in a hurricane last week, right? That was unbelievable.
Speaking about the Colts,
maybe they have a bounce back game versus Bears. I'll take them -4.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Keep it going. Panthers versus the Falcons. Panthers.
Is this in London?
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said, is this in London?
It's pretty much one of those games. The Falcons are riding on a high after the win over the Dolphins last week, but the Panthers, they just keep going down, 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 down. And we'll see what happens. I mean,
did they get Deshaun Watson in 2 days? No, they don't. But you.
they've exited those talks.
I actually pulled up. I actually am starting Matt Ryan in one of my DFS leagues this week because I think Matt Ryan's been playing pretty good.
Okay, well then you won Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Atlanta takes this game right now. The Panthers are another team, and I meant to put on the board, and maybe we'll do it Monday, like identity crisis teams. There's like 10 of them.
Yeah.
There were 7 teams on a bye last week, so watch out those teams coming back from a bye. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, which we'll get to in a second.
We will in a minute, but hey, if you're an Atlanta fan, do you even care about this game? Are you going to be watching the Braves on Sunday?
What time?
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, what time's this This
Yeah.
game is at noon. So, yeah, you can watch the
you got
Falcons,
time.
Falcons and the Braves.
All right.
Yeah.
You're so good to go. All right,
That could be a big party day in Atlanta.
Oh,
My
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, seriously. So we got Patriots versus the Chargers. I think this is a really eye-catching game, talking about these two quarterbacks who are young. Obviously, Mac Jones just coming out of the draft this year, but Justin Herbert still young too. They had that terrible loss where they only put up 6 a couple weeks ago, but still, I think this is going to be a really good matchup, and I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. You were big on Justin Herbert. Who do you see having the advantage in this game,
I was
Jeff?
big on Justin Herbert, but he dropped the ball last week bad. 6 points, didn't even score a touchdown. Then you got Mac Jones, who they ran up 54 last week.
I know.
I mean, that's huge. Right now, it's the Chargers -4.5, if I'm correct. I love the Chargers in this game. I love bounce-back games. I love bounce-back games, and this is a bounce-back game. And I think the Chargers do well against the Patriots. I love Bill Belichick's defense, but they're not good. Austin Eckler should have an enormous game, and I see the Chargers putting up 30 plus.
Okay, yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game regardless.
Yeah, 54 from the Patriots last week. God,
All right, we got the Giants versus the Chiefs,
Is
and
that
I'm
the
just
highest a rookie's ever put up?
maybe.
I need to look that up. I wonder if that's the most points a rookie.
I keep saying Jones is the reason why, the Patriots are going to go longevity, all this stuff.
Dude, what a find in the draft.
I know, right?
I can't believe he fell that
fell
long.
in his lap.
Yeah, golly, the kid just looks like Tom Brady. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I know. His release is so quick.
He's running up.
It's literally just like Tom Brady.
He's running up 54 points as a rookie. This is rookie year. Wait till he gets a hold of the offense next year. Maybe they get him a weapon or two. This kid in 2 or 3.
Nick Saban, what did you do?
Whoa,
you
man.
created this dude. All right, what I was saying a minute ago, the Giants versus the Chiefs, and I'm just like, man, the Chiefs have got to bounce back. They're at home. It's against the Giants. They've only had a couple wins on the season. And I'm just thinking, okay, Patrick Mahomes and these guys got to get it together. We are moving and grooving over here at Christian's Tailgate. They have some 70s music going on over here.
The Giants, Giants and Chiefs. Wow. I don't know what to think.
I mean, obviously this would be like a simple Chiefs all day, right?
Yeah,
but,
it should be. It should be Chiefs all day, but
the way they've performed, and talk about one of those identity teams.
Yeah.
And do you put those losses and just the bad losses, not even close losses, on Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes isn't playing good. I saw a guy today text me if Travis Kelce for it was Mark Andrews and 2 other players. I was like all day long in a trade in fantasy because of the fact Mahomes he just is off. Either the defenses have figured him out, like we said, it would take some time, but they would, or Mahomes just isn't having that stellar of a year anymore. Or he doesn't seem like he's throwing the ball. He's as well as he used to.
He went to Disney World,
and it's only his 3rd year. I know, but
kidding.
didn't he get engaged or married?
He's married. Didn't he have a little one?
I'm just saying.
He's cursed.
That married thing.
Cursed.
That married thing is for real.
Oh.
I'm telling you.
No, and plus, I don't know if you heard of the Madden curse.
Oh yeah, he is on the cover of Madden.
Oh, twice. So it was bound to catch up on him.
Well,
here's the deal. Before this season, when they lost in the Super Bowl, we had a question on one of the shows that asked, is Patrick Mahomes going to become the GOAT like Tom Brady? And I was all for it. I was like, yes, he has the ability to. He has all of the tools in his toolbox. He's a good quarterback. And now this happens.
Everybody's going to have off years, right? And if this year continues for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, they can wipe it under the books if they come out killing it again next year, right? But it just shows you how hard the NFL is to be consistently good. It's easy to be consistently bad, but be consistently good.
Yeah, just go up to New York and talk to the Jets organization.
He still has all his weapons. All of his weapons. Yeah. All of his weapons.
I know, it's the same team. That's what's so ironic about it.
Edwards-Helaire is the only guy missing, and they've got plenty of running backs. Damian Williams is awesome. So all his wide receivers are there. His tight Kelsey's still there. If they're running the same route, same offense, he's just not hitting his targets. Patrick Mahomes, and I'm sure a bunch of people drafted him in a fantasy number 1, number 2, 3,
I'm sure
whatever,
they did.
and they're eating it now because man, he looks different. Like in the baseball game, I'll reference that when you look into the dugout and you can see them kind of deflated. Last night at Atlanta, you look in the dugout and you see their faces. You can see Pat Mahomes on the field kind of look deflated, like, man, he just doesn't look like he's zoned in. Maybe going to the Super Bowl 2 times in a row, tired, he needs some extra motivation.
I don't know. I feel like we keep trying to make excuses, make
Trade
these
him.
like deal. No.
Oh no.
What the heck? That is something that's not going to happen.
I'm kidding.
That is not going to happen. You said
Bring in Cam.
we're still in our NFL section brought to you by Construction Concepts, and we already went through the Texans, but I just had to say this because it happened this week. You mentioned a name, Mark. Mark Ingram was traded away from the Houston Texans, and I'm like, you're the only guy who gets points on the ground for the Texans. I did not understand that trade. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah, of course. I saw
I'm just
Brandon
baffled.
I saw Brandon Cook's tweet afterwards, which was interesting. He said, this is BS. On Twitter live. But look, I understand the Texans move. They're not competing this year. Flat out, they're not competing. They want to trade Deshaun Watson for those 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks. They want to trade Ingram for more picks. They want to lose as many games as possible, get high-up picks. It's a rebuild mode. This is the old,
They're not trying to lose. It's just happening.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
David Coley is trying. It's just not happening.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I just think it's ridiculous when people say that teams tank. I talk to so many people in the organization, and it's just so false.
No.
Like, I talk to so many media insiders, and they're like, no, that's just fans making up some sort of reason to why they keep sucking. Coaches are trying. They want to keep their contracts with the teams. Coaches want to keep getting paid.
Sure, but the owners are saying get rid of those high contracts, get rid of the high-paying players, don't play him.
But they're not trying to, like.
Look at the Texans roster. What do you mean they're not trying?
They're trying very hard.
They're trying?
No.
You see the guys out there. They're trying. They're just not succeeding.
All right. Well, go Texans.
I never said that. All right. Jags at Seahawks.
Wow, where are the Seahawks at now?
I know. The Seahawks.
I'm taking the Jags in that game.
Really?
Oh, my.
Jags win 2 in a row, baby.
Okay.
Oh, man. I don't even know the line on it.
I'm
I'm taking them straight up to win. It's Seahawks minus 3.5, which isn't much at all. They're at home. That's almost a pick 'em game. I'm taking the Jags. Taking them in a parlay. I'm going to win some money.
There you go.
Okay.
Washington versus Broncos. Who you got there?
Washington versus Bronco. Denver minus 3. Denver. I like Denver. Even though Denver hasn't played that well lately, I think this is another game they need to play. Denver hasn't played well lately, but Washington has played worse. Heineke has fallen off the radar.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, he had an incredible few games, and then he looks terrible now. Even though he did have 95 yards rushing last week. 95.
That's pretty good.
At least he didn't trip over himself. Daniel Jones.
That's pretty good. All right, let's run through this game so we can get to tonight's game. The Bucks at the Saints. I've got to say with Tom Brady and the Bucks there.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys are back after their bye week facing the Vikings, and I think they're going to come back strong. Dak refreshed.
I like Minnesota to upset the Cowboys, and I'm not saying
He's just saying that because he hates the Cowboys. Let's be real.
Oh man, if y'all would have seen my Halloween, I almost wore a cowboy hat and a Cowboys jersey for my Halloween costume today. But
Lies! I don't believe you.
I almost did.
Seriously?
I swear to God.
No way.
I was gonna be a Cowboys fan for Halloween. Maybe I will on Sunday. Who knows? But I'm not saying
Does Cole
this.
still have his jersey?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm throwing all this out, like my feelings towards the Cowboys, whatever, out the window. I like Minnesota in this game. I do. Dak Prescott's calf is still an issue. They're working him out this week, and Dak's going to say, oh, yeah. But now watch, if he comes up lame in the first quarter, Cowboys fans are going to be pissed. Calf injuries are no joke.
No, they're no joke. But can I tell you something, too? Neither
Sure.
are ankle injuries. And look at where Carson Wentz is.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, some cortisone and a bunch of tape, you might be good. But I like Minnesota. Dallas is on a run, but I like Minnesota. I wonder what Kevin's saying right now.
I know. I can't see any comments, by the way.
Jeff's
Normally,
a Cowboy biased hater.
It's very true.
Zeke for 200-plus yards and 3 touchdowns. Nathan. Oh, God.
Nathan, I like that.
Oh, man.
I like that. No, I'm sorry. I would be talking to some of you here about the comments, but I don't have any internet really. So Jeff, take us into tonight's game.
Let's go to tonight's game brought to you by Fitz Roofing and my boy over there. Go to fitzroofing.com. That's FITZ roofing.com. 832-521-3001. Man, they will take care of you. They've got the highest rating. Those guys are incredible. Shingles, old roofs, new roofs, any ones you want. Like, the guys are amazing. What, shingles? Again.
I don't know why I can't get anyone's comments.
I'll say 3-tab. There's 3-tab roofs. There's architecturals. There's I used to be a roofer. Well, sorry, roof salesman.
Don't you still do it?
I wasn't a roofer.
Don't you do it?
Only on special occasions if somebody calls me every now and then. But I would refer them to fitzroofing.com. 832-521-3001. He's awesome. Tonight's game built out to be one of the biggest games of the year and maybe of the past 5 years. You got a one-loss team, Green Bay Packers, versus an undefeated team in Arizona. But, of course, you got some injuries.
Oh, yeah. Like we mentioned earlier and alluded to, Devontae Adams, and you can change him in your lineup. He is out due to a positive.
And Allen Lazard.
Yep, Allen Lazard is who I have on my list as well. And you look at Devontae Adams, okay? He's had 52 receptions with Aaron Rodgers, and no other receiver on that team has had more than 15 catches from Aaron Rodgers. So, I'm just wondering how that is going to play a factor into the night.
I got Randall Cobb starting in my DFS. Just saying.
Randall Cobb, okay. Former Texan. Okay, let's move on to the Cardinals side of the ball. J.J. Watt, obviously season-ending injury in his shoulder, which is so unfortunate.
A little bit more than season-ending.
Oh, so you think this is going to be the end of the road for him?
J.J. Watt tore his
back.
He tore his bicep, labrum, rotator cuff, and dislocated his shoulder.
Ooh. So much. So much.
I think JJ hangs it up. He's had a hell of a career.
You know what? Why? You know why, JJ? You said you wanted to pound the Texans so bad last week. That's what you got.
Aaron Rodgers, 1,710 passing yards. So this is what I was getting at. This game's still going to be amazing. Aaron Rodgers and Kyler Murray are.
Sorry. No, I just had to because you did it really fast. I talk with my hands all the time. You did it really fast. And so I just I had to, sorry.
Aaron Rodgers and Kyler Murray are going to go at it. I see Aaron Rodgers making some incredible plays. He's going to have to because he's missing 2 wide receivers. Arizona's defense is still fun. This is going to be a fun game. I'm sorry, but this is going to be a blast. Even with Watt out, even with Lazard and Devontae Adams out, this is still going to be a lot of fun to watch.
And that's where I was going to go. I was going to say this is the defense game. This is what it's going to be because the offenses are kind of beaten up. But Kyler Murray, he's an MVP candidate.
100.
Okay, he is doing everything through the air, but also on the ground. He has 126 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground as well. So he can get things done if he needs to. It's all going to be about defense tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun game. I'm almost glad. Look, we have our shows on Mondays and Thursdays live, right? So the World Series is off Mondays and Thursdays, so it works out great. And now we have Monday and Thursday football. So it's perfect because right now I'd be torn between who am I going to watch, like the NFL or that World Series, because this is going to be a fun game.
Oh, Jeff, World Series.
I don't know. It'd be half and half.
What? Come on. I know how big of an Astros fan you are.
I know.
You know you'd be watching the World Series.
All right, I'd have it on the phone if I switch the channel. But
it works out.
But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens tonight with this game. What players step up? Like I said, Randall Cobb could step up. Valdez-Scantling, I'm not sure if he can play or not yet. I think they're going to test him out in pregame. We haven't heard anything yet. But if Valdez-Scantling comes back and plays, then he's another big target for Aaron Rodgers. DeAndre Hopkins is a question as well. With a hamstring issue. So, man, there's a lot of storylines here. Right now, the game sits at.
That's what I was going to go to. Cardinals -6.5.
Yeah, it moved to -6 now. So
it moved to -6. Okay.
It moved to -6. You got a lot of people going with the Packers. Wow.
I know.
That's tough.
I'm going to go around the room.
I mean,
Enrique, what do you got?
The star-studded teams are not so star-studded right now, but they're still very competitive teams.
Enrique?
I'm going to go with Cardinals, though.
Cardinals
Cardinals.
-6.
Okay, so let's look at this. We got the over-under at 50.5. Do you see them scoring that
man,
much?
I don't know.
I don't know if I do either. With the guys that are out. And then let's see here. So the Cardinals are 5-0 in their last 5 games overall, and Green Bay under is 4-0 in the Packers' last 4 games overall. Jeff, can you answer before me? Who do you have?
Yep. Give me the 6 points in the pack. I think Aaron Rodgers comes out blazing. I'm going to take, regardless.
Who is he throwing to? Who's his targets?
Aaron Jones, his running back, should have a monster day. Monster day. And, like I said, Randall Cobb should do well. I think.
So you think this is going to be a lot on the ground tonight?
Well, you got old versus new, right? Even though it's in Arizona, you got old Aaron Rodgers versus new Kyler Murray. I think Rodgers has some tricks up his sleeve. The guy's amazing. So, I think Murray maybe throws a pick or two, and I think Rodgers comes out.
Look, I could be completely wrong. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. Like I said, defense is going to be strong on both sides of the ball because that's where the talent is going to be for this game because of the guys that are out. I could see this possibly going into overtime. There have been so Monday night and Thursday night games that's why
I'm taking the +6 with the Packers because it might be a 3-point game. Somebody might win by field goal. Yeah. So I'm taking Packers plus 6 points.
Yeah.
All right, man. Look, it's 7:01. 24 hours from now, you will be watching Game 3 of the World Series from Atlanta, Georgia, and I will be right when Packers beat Arizona.
Okay. There he has it.
I want to thank a couple of people before we get out of here. Christian's Tailgate, as always. Thanks for getting your power back on. And us coming up, want to thank Fitz Roofing. Go to Fitz, F-I-T-Z, roofing.com. Get your shingles fixed.
Hey, thanks so much to VYPE Media, of course, making all of this production happen. Enrique sets us all up, does a great job each and every Monday and Thursday here at Christian's Tailgate, of course, or wherever we're broadcasting from. We got to thank Hybrid Technologies Group. Roy Stan is the man. He will hook you up with those phones, cable services, surveillance cameras, and cloud services. So give him a call. You can find him on Sports with Balls, Sports with VYPE as well. And we got to thank, of course, Joe Applewhite and Joe Applewhite Realty. Everything he touches turns to sold. Give him a call and you will get a discount off of any of your realty needs that you get from Joe Applewhite Realty.
And if you call Joe to go look at a house, you want money to buy it, call David over there at Smarter Mortgage. He's got pockets full of cash. And call Construction Concepts. They build stuff.
All right. We build stuff too. Like
final thought.
My final thought? Second World Series title in 5 years.
By Sunday?
Let's go.
Before we come back on air?
See, I don't know. I'm still saying Astros in 6.
Didn't get that far.
I'm still saying Astros in 6 because I think they're going to win one at home.
Well, look, regardless if they win on Sunday or hopefully they come back Monday, we will be live Monday here right before the game.
Getting you ready for Tuesday's game.
Or celebrating a World Series title. So, look, see you guys back. Thank you, Christian Tailgate, for having us, and we'll see you Monday night at 6 p.m.
Have a good weekend. Go Cougs.